Guess I'm gonna wait for some of y'all to show up. You guys are coming with me to the ATM. Oh. Alright, guys. Let's see who all shows up. Let's see. What's up, everybody? It's been a whole minute. Nobody showed up. It's been a whole minute and nobody showed up. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this thing working. Bow. Ooh, somebody's here. Who's here? Make yourself known. You're gonna be in the car with me. Let's see. Hey, Amita, what's up? How you doing? You're the first one here, and you're gonna go on a ride with me because I set everything down for 9, right? But of course, just like life happens, wife's like, "Hey, you got to go move some money around," and now we're gonna go find an ATM. How about that? While we do the book club. How I don't know. I guess I'll wait a little bit to see if anybody else shows up when it comes to the book club. But I'm gonna make a confession to you, and I'll probably just only make it to you. I think I did on the comment though. The guy's over here talking shit to me. What's it called? I actually read all of part 1 to chapter 6. I'm sorry, please don't be mad. You told me you got the book. Did you get that same one that I got, the black and white one with the things on them? Let me know. Let me see. Where can I see the chat? Okay, there it goes. All right. I see. Yeah, let me know if you got that book. Digital copy on Kindle. Okay. Did you get the one with the guy, the translator, that said that he like did things for them to be like that he was more true to how Albert wrote it and all that stuff in the beginning? I wonder if you got that one. Somebody else just joined. Who joined? Make yourself known. Let me see. I'm driving too, so I'm gonna try to read and drive at the same time, guys. I don't think. Okay, because it turns out I guess there's and just like with every book, there's like multiple translations. But in mine, the translator was saying that there was an original, like I guess the first guy to translate it, and he I guess like just like with every translation, they try to make it very understandable to whatever language they're translating it to. But my guy, but I didn't notice the translator. But my guy, let's see, present, got it on Kindle too. Yeah, so I got the physical book, and the guy that translated mine said that he kind of translated it a little bit more like word for word to kind of give it that same like aura and everything that I guess he thinks that Albert was like I guess what he meant, right? But the cool thing, okay, both of you guys are here, and both of you guys were the ones that were I see you. Oh, Mochi Lover to the 7th power. I see you here too. And 2 that have responded. So I think this is it. Now we have somebody else that joined, but I don't know. Let's see who's that. Who just say. But did everybody get to chapter 5 or finish part 1? Because I don't know if y'all saw my confession, but I actually read chapter 6 because when I flipped through it, I realized chapter 6 was the last chapter of the first part. How far did you guys get? I did read chapter 6. You see, I knew you were going to. I knew I couldn't trust you, so I read it too. Just kidding. Amina, did you read only chapter 5, or did you get to? Where did you get to? Oh, and also, while you put that in, so I'm gonna make another confession. I did because I saw you said you read 5 chapters, so I did too. You know what? You're out of the 3 of us, you're the most trustworthy, and I appreciate you, and that means a lot. Mochi lover, I'm sorry, but we can't trust each other. Okay, so I have another confession to make. All right, I got all excited about this book club, right? And I was like, ooh, this is a great idea. I like reading, and I want to read with this great community that we're building here online. And so yeah, book club, boom boom boom, and I was like, this is what I want to do, and this is what what I think is a good idea. And then up until the day that I got the book, I was like, wait, I've never been part of a book club, and now I'm gonna try to run one. And so part of what I want to do, and I don't know if you guys want to talk about it now or after we talk about the book, but I want to see how we should handle this, because I noticed that most book clubs that I've saw on the internet, like how to run a book club, they meet in person, right? So they meet once a month, and I saw some where they pick maybe a couple books, because some people are fast readers, and then once a month they meet up. My original idea was for us to what I had in my mind was hey, cool, we'll read a couple chapters, and then or a few chapters depending on how big the book is, and then we'll get together, see what we think about the book and all that, and talk about it, and then read a little bit more, and then until the end of the book. Once I started seeing how real book clubs are managed, then I'm like, maybe I had a different expectation. So do y'all want to do, let's see, confession, I just quit reading at some point years ago. I don't know why. So this is fun. Great. I mean, I didn't think about the different speeds that people would read at, So what I was thinking, let's say, if you guys are good with this, once a week, yeah, need wine and snacks for sure. I actually like to read with a cigar, but wine sounds cool too. But if you guys like this, where we do a few chapters, and then we meet once a week, that's cool. Or we can pick I don't know, maybe 3 books depending on how thick they are, and then once a month we can meet, and then maybe just talk about them, because we might not all finish all of them, right? But I don't know, what do you guys think? Once a week is realistic. Yeah, I thought once a week was good too. And then the cool thing, because in book clubs that are in person, right, if you don't go, you miss out. Well, the good thing about having everything on the live and on video is that if you can't make it, you can at least go watch the video afterwards, and it's kind of like you're there, and you can always leave your opinions on the comments, and everybody that did go can go back and read the comments and see the stuff. So I like that too. I like once a week. And then what we can do is, we keep up with each other, and we'll see where everybody's at, and if somebody wants to read on, we could read. But then right before we go live, we'll see who got into the book the least, and then we'll only talk up until that point. I think we'll just play it by ear, but I think that's a good plan, right? All right. So let's see. We've been 10 minutes at this point. Whoever's gonna be here is gonna be here. All right. So what do y'all think about the book? While, because I know you guys have to type. So while you guys type, I'll go into my like beginning impressions of the book. First off, I want to say, I don't know if in y'all's translation it's the same, but like the tone of the narrator, the character, Marcel, I don't know how to say his name because, you know, I don't be Frenching too much, but Marcel, right? I don't think you pronounce the T. It's like, I don't know, like he seems very, very dry, right? Like it is got progressively more interesting. I agree. Now, I like philosophy and stuff, right? So I did, because in one of my podcasts, I'm gonna go over Albert Camus and like all the things he does and all that stuff. And what did I put? There it is. So I'm at the ATM, guys. So I was looking at Albert Camus, and I did see, you know, because that's one of his biggest books. I would describe him as a detached observer. Exactly. It's got like a weird tone to it. And you know, one thing that I notice about the way that he's narrating is kind of like he's just giving like the facts. Exactly. And it seems just like he allows himself to, because you said he seems like he has no moral yeah. So it seems like he just like lets things happen to him. Like he's so detached. Almost like come on now. What's going on here? Almost like he like just lets people choose almost what what to do, right? He's like, exactly. He's like a reporter. Come on now, this thing ain't working. I'm over here trying to do a book club, you ain't working. Oh my God. Okay. So I'm trying to go to the ATM. I've been to 2 ATMs and none of them work. Come on now. He's definitely detached, and it gives like an eerie feeling to it, because it's like, and I like it because it's not like you know how to feel about the whole situation. Karamazov vibes. I don't know who Karamazov is. Insufficient funds. Change banks, and I gotta move some money around, all right? Because I got certain bills come out of certain places. But it's like I almost get anxious because I feel like it's like, hey, like you're not supposed to say that, you're not supposed to do that, you know, like be a little bit more normal. And you know what, to me, like I think personally, he says this way, that way, same result a lot. Exactly, right? Like he's indifferent. And so like he it's kind of like he takes the, at the end, like existentialism, right? Like, you know, almost a little bit nihilist, like where it's like at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, you know? And it's like, and it's crazy that girl he was with, right, was just like kind of okay with it too. Like that was like, you know, that was a little bit weird about the situation. She was like, just kind of like, you know, would you do this, you know, like, and he's all like, or do you love me? He's all like, not really, you know, but I could, you know, like, you know, but it doesn't matter, you know. And then at first, like, I guess, you know, in the first chapter where he was and I'm trying to read because I don't want to leave you, I want this to be a discussion. Like in the first chapter, whenever he like found out his mom died, like just the indifference about it, you know. And it's almost like it didn't matter. I said, I don't know, you know, like he didn't know his mother's age. And it's like, you know, and like whenever he started like kind of interacting with Raymond, like I think any normal person would be like, yeah, this is maybe not somebody you should be around, right? And like my alarm went off, was like, that guy seems kind of shady. doesn't really seem like a character I would be around. And then it's like almost like he puts no thought into it. And I don't know if it's a culture thing. I don't know if it's a time thing, like a timeline thing. Like maybe people back then were a little bit more friendly. Maybe I'm a victim to like nowadays where everybody like, you know, doesn't trust anybody. And so, God, man, I'm trying to find a freaking bank here. You know, where people don't trust people. And maybe like I'm suffering from something like that. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Sure. Yeah, sure. Let's get married, but he won't say he loves her. Yeah. Very, very, very detached. And so, and like, I don't know, like, you know, when Raymond like talks about, you know, that woman that, you know, he did that stuff to, like, it's like, if that isn't like a warning sign to like, hey, maybe this guy is like questionable and I should definitely not bring the girl that I'm like with around him, you know, it just kind of, he's like, you know, he even like testifies that she was cheating when he kind of really doesn't even know she did, you know. I think he takes living to the moment to the extreme. Yeah, I see that for sure. He agrees with whatever Raymond or anyone says. Yeah, and that makes me a little uneasy. That makes me feel like, I don't know, I hate indecisiveness. And you know, and I don't know, is that indecisiveness? I mean, he decides very quickly to just do what other people say, but I don't know, but that's interesting. That's it. The whole narration is definitely like, I've never read anything as like it. In my translation, it seems very simple, right? I don't think he agrees with Raymond. He just accepts him for what he is. No judgment. Yeah, I see that too. And it's funny you say that, because like I've been trying to work on my own like non-judgment. I realize that I'm very judgmental. Like and that's something that I'm really like working towards. But and it is just so funny now that I read a book where the guy is very non-judgmental, like, and almost maybe to like an extreme, you know, like with the guy beating the dog, he doesn't say it was wrong, just whatever. Yeah, that's a good observation. Like for real, like he just, and I don't know, maybe that's my uneasiness and maybe why I am judgmental. And of course I know that there's some things, definitely some things that are very right and wrong. You don't, you know, beat an animal, you know, you don't put your hands on a woman, you know. So like, yeah, I'm not saying you shouldn't be judgmental on those things, but there's obviously some other things that are you should be judgmental about. And then, you know, it's crazy, another thing too that I realized in the narration, whenever he's like, and then he said something, but then I stopped paying attention at that point. And it's like, that's interesting to me, because it's like some books and some authors, and I'm sorry if it gets real loud in the car, I'm sorry, but in some books and some authors, like their dialogue is kind of like what brings you into the book, right? Like I just read Anna Karenina, and that had a lot to do with dialogue and discussion and back and forthness. And all of a sudden you have this book, which is like when the main character is like just dozes off and doesn't listen, like it's like you just miss part of it. So so where we at so far in the book? What do you guys think? I'm intrigued. I definitely think that it's interesting, and it's a different type of book. I don't know if, I think that the feeling that it brings up in me is definitely like uneasiness, comfortableness, a little bit of awkwardness with a lot of the things that It did. And I'm so sorry, like, because I just now started thinking, it's like, man, you know what? I'm driving this whole freaking time, and it probably sounds really noisy. And I'm sorry, that's how it sounds. Let me see. Hey, you know, if this thing picks up, then maybe, you know, in the future, we can do like maybe Zoom calls or some type of maybe conference call where I can actually hear you guys and we can talk about a little bit more. Would you guys be open to that? I think the author is setting us up to show how his attitude is going to backfire on him. Yeah, for sure. I definitely feel like there's going to be a setup, you know? Yes, you can't. Yes, you can't trust me. I read a few synopses, and yes, it gets even more interesting. Yeah. No, you know what? Like, I'm a type of person that researches too. And when I was researching Camus, you know, they talk about some of his, because he's a huge existentialist and absurdist. And again, like, there was some stuff that, you know, came up in those videos that, you know, are going to show up in the book. But you know, I really try to take that away, because it's like, that's cool that that's what other people think, but I want us to have, like, you know, I want to have my own interpretation. But I like it. I've never read anything like it. You know, I think it's been it's been pretty cool. Are there car not loud, by the way? Oh, great, awesome. Are there certain things that you guys want to bring up or have any questions about? Let me know, because you know, I want to know what you guys think as well, or if you guys have any questions or want to get like a certain opinion about something. What's it called? But you know what? Like, there are some times though, like, I guess, like, there are some primal emotions that he does talk about, because whenever he talks, I think what her name was, Marie, the special lady that he has, and you know, like, he does talk about his carnal attraction towards her, you know, so he feels, but it just seems like the other emotions he's not really all too. It's the first Camus I've read. Pleasantly surprised. Yeah, me too. It's definitely the first Camus that I read. And I like I said, I like philosophy videos and stuff like that. So it's not the first time I've heard of him, but it's the first time that I've read any of his books. And so yeah, I like it too. Hi, Peter. Sorry to interrupt. I am from India, and it's morning, 8 a.m. here. These days I've been busy, so unable to watch your videos, but I always support your channel. Thank you so much, Rashmi. That means a lot. Hey, shout out to Rashmi. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. And you're in the book club, you know, so maybe if you decide you want to, let me know if y'all can still hear me, but let me know, you know, maybe you might pick up the book, and, you know, we can have great discussions. But yeah, I'm interested in possibly reading some other stuff, but, you know, I want to go through another book of RMs and all that stuff, and see if we can, you know, kind of go through some of these books. Maybe we can go through a few of them this month, you know, because I feel like probably by next week we should probably finish the book, right? What do you guys think? Awesome. Thank you, Rashmi. I appreciate you. Hey, shout out to India. What's up? 8 a.m. You know where I live close to a college, and a lot of my neighbors are from India. The way he describes a girl is just physical characteristics. Yeah, exactly. And he just kind of like, I like her, we touch on each other and that's it. Like, I mean, it's not even like he says he liked her. He just says that that's, you know, that's just, um, you know, with us swimming and everything. Um, I thought it was kind of cold, and I don't know what chapter this is in, but it's kind of cold when she's like, "You think, you think you can love me, or would you have said the same thing with any other girl or whatever?" I don't know what chapter this was in. Hopefully, it's not in 6, and I ruin it for you. And he's all like, you know, just like not caring about it. It's just wild. I'm trying to think of what else in the book. Oh, when he said he apologized to his boss too, like, or like when he said like it's not my fault or whatever. Those were fighting words, yeah, for sure. And but you know what's crazy is that, like, as much as we think he's like off for doing what he's doing or saying what he's saying, like, she's kind of off too for kind of just staying, right? Like that also is like something that I think about. It's like, hey, like, is this guy just weird just because we know his innermost thoughts and don't really perceive, you know, how he's coming off, you know, into the people actually around him. I'm just waiting for this thing to finish. But you know, and maybe like how many people are we around that might think the exact same way, you know? And he really doesn't talk about anything like supernatural or superstitious as well. It's like everything is just, this is what happened. I didn't like this. I do like that. It seems normal for the time period too. Marriage. Yeah. Because I guess this is where's the setting? It's in a way, she's like him, just accepting life for what it is. Yeah. And I wonder if this isn't like, if Albert is trying to make it seem like they all are like that, right? Like maybe the way he thinks about things is like the way that everybody else is. But also, oh, like, yeah, 42. Yeah, around 42-ish. But Algeria, right? Algeria is the setting. But what was I saying? Like the gentleman that lost the dog, you know, it's like he's kind of like, at first he's like a freaking asshole, right, to the dog, and then all of a sudden, you know, the dog's gone and he's like crying about him, you know. And it's like, you know, maybe I'm trying to think a little too deep into it, but I wondered like if he's trying to say something there. It was occupied by France at the time. Yeah, because you know, he starts talking about like how some of the, like, somebody looked Moorish, and you know, talks about some Arab gentlemen too. So yeah. But what was I gonna say? What was I saying? Oh, that's another thing you guys are gonna notice. I forget things really quick. But but the dog, like, maybe like, because he was like, oh, like, you know, stupid bastard or whatever he would call his dog, and then all of a sudden the dog's gone and he wants to be crying about it, and it's like, you know, I wonder if that was meant to be like, you know, a reflection or anything deep. But I can definitely see times back, and, you know, even myself, like, I'll be honest with myself, you know, there's times where I, like, you know, you don't appreciate what you have until it's gone, type of a situation, you know. The man and the dog, example of opposites in a situation, in a at the same time. Yeah, maybe him beating his dog is a way of dealing with grief of his wife's death. Yeah, like what if he like blamed the dog, like not blame the dog, but it's like he got the dog to help him with his wife's death, but then like then you would have to think that the reason you got him is because something happened that you didn't want to happen, so inadvertently that becomes a reminder of something that you really didn't want, right? And then not only that, but then for the thing that you get to help you feel better ends up getting sick and becomes kind of like maybe a burden, you know? Now he truly has no one. Yeah, which is sad. It's sad. Associated trauma, though not there. Yeah. Man, and I think that the book is just vague enough to where we can like just like really like, and I think honestly that's probably what I like about the book, that he just kind of is so vague almost, and not vague but vague enough to where you can really like just sit there and think. And that is what I like about just basically any type of art. You know, it's like where it's like there's not a clear-cut definition and you just have to sit there and talk about it and think about it. Like, you know, did this mean something? Did this not mean something? Like, am I adding meaning to it? And you know, like something that can be very like leave a huge impression on us can be like just something off that maybe the Albert didn't even think much of it and just kind of put it in the book. In a way, I think he felt bad about beating his dog because at the same time he brought out how Mersal wasn't a bad person for sending his mom to a home. Yeah. And I'm trying to think about like, you know, how I like interpreted that, like with him sitting, because he said he couldn't take care of her the way, or maybe he couldn't, what was it? He couldn't take care of her the way that she needed to, or he couldn't afford the type of care that she needed, something like that, right? And so, and I don't know, do you guys think he was conflicted about that? Because he kind of seemed like his mind had just really been set about like that was the best thing to do. But I guess as he figured out that people didn't like look down on that, then he like that's kind of like the first it hit him, right? Like, I'm trying to remember if that's how I read that. But dang, I didn't think I was gonna talk so much about this book. I don't know. Have you guys been part of book clubs before? I don't know how these things work. I don't comment usually on YouTube. Sorry, Rashmi. I'm driving too at the same time, so I'm trying to. Oh yeah, I'm coming to a stop sign. I don't comment usually on YouTube. It's my first time, so I'm a little bit anxious, but I enjoy your talk. I have to leave to work. Please keep up the good work. Bye, guys. Bye, Rashmi. Thank you so much for joining and for sharing, and I really appreciate you watching me and the support. And I'm definitely gonna get better. That's I'm gonna get better at everything. I want to give you guys the best entertainment, the best reactions, the best everything. So thank you so much, and have a good day at work. Don't work too hard. All right. And let's see. Okay. So, but I judged him at first for beating the dog. I'm not sure about the mother. Maybe it was looked at different than, yeah, and that's where I try to put myself in there, because it's like obviously we're judging it from 2024, and I know that my mom's from Juarez, and the way they treat dogs over there, I mean, they don't just like beat dogs or whatever, but like they have neighborhood dogs that just go around and stuff like that. So it's like and I know that I had cousins that didn't treat their dogs all too well, so maybe it was just a time thing. I've been part of book clubs, but most didn't last long. Yeah, bye Rash. Yeah. Well, hey, I want this to be a thing. So, I'm really excited for this. But let's see. We're coming up on 35 minutes. I also don't want to take, too much time. Are there any more things you guys want to talk about or bring up? Because I feel like, we dissected that, that book pretty good. I know Mochi Lover, you read to chapter 6, so there's a little bit that happened in chapter 6 that we won't spoil it for Amina. But Amina, freaking chapter 6 it definitely ramps up very, very quickly. So let's see, today's Wednesday. You guys good with like every Wednesday around the same time? Just to kind of keep it going. I think 9 o'clock should be pretty simple and easy. And I promise, for our first visits in the car, the next one I'm going to be in a more quiet, not as hectic of a thing. But I had to do that. When Wednesday's fine. Awesome, sweet. Yeah, no, I'm excited for this book. So I kind of want to start thinking. So, sounds good. I am in your time zone. Great. So not because I'm pretty sure next Wednesday we're gonna have this book finished. I think that maybe have y'all read the I think what it was between 3 books, the Ralph Waldo Emerson and the I always forget his name. But the Norwegian wood author, Matsukami. I'm Eastern time. Oh, so this is what, like 11:38 right now over there. What book have y'all not read off of Murakami? I don't know why I thought it was a Z in there. But what's it called? I know Mochi Lover, you said you've read the Murakami. So I don't know. Do you guys want to kind of do the Ralph Waldo Emerson, or do you guys want to do the Murakami, or is there another book that you guys want to do? I've not read the Emerson. Okay. So, I think Amina might have fallen off. But maybe we do the Emerson. I think it was the Nature or something like that. But we can. We have a week to pick. People walking on the road. Good thing I was paying attention. But we have a week. We have a week, guys. Oh, I'm back. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I saw you fall off. I was like, oh no. But Mochi Lover hasn't read the Emerson. Have you read the Emerson, the one that RM requested? I'm gonna let you in on a little something, guys. I